Roger.
When you think of anyone calling themselves on then what do you think? Because I guarantee you, you don't think of what the fuck? There we go. You don't think of me. You know, you don't think of me. Or maybe you do. Maybe you do. I don't know. But I have given myself that moniker over the past couple years because as I'm finding out, there's no difference between what I was and what other people are, have been, will be, you know? But I always thought that because my addictions were in pill form, you know, I thought since my addictions were always in pill form that I was better, that I was different than your average amphetamine addiction. I had a better addiction than your average amphetamine user. And that was just not the case. I put myself on this weird pedestal through addiction because I thought that I am better than the next when it comes to my addicted tendencies. This was for 6 solid years of my life that I thought that I was better than the average meth head, okay? I wasn't. When I was addicted, I was just as bad as everyone else, except it doesn't feel as bad because I'm not smoking a pipe. I'm taking pills. I'm capping up my own powder and swallowing that bitch. But to get to that point, we gotta go back a little bit. So like I said, I was full-blown addicted for 6 years of my life. Various amphetamines, various pills. To give you a nice little, oh, my face. Come on, motherfucker, there we go. To give you a little taste of the things that I was constantly getting myself into. But I want to stay on YouTube's good side because at some point this video is going to be monetized, right? I was heavily addicted to Molly the Clown, as well as when you get a bunch of numbers and you got to do what? You got to add them all. I'm really trying to watch my mouth here. And lastly, there's no clean way to say it. So the stuff that Walter White was making, except people put it in funny shapes and funny colors, and that made it fun. I was never gonna smoke shit, but if you put it in a pill form, I'm with it. Not now, because I need my life. And I need sobriety to some extent. No, I was full-blown addicted. For the entire time I was in college, I was on drugs. I was on drugs all throughout college. I know everyone's like, oh, I was in college and doing this and that. Yeah, but like, you were having fun. I was like deteriorating myself. The stereotypical intervention story that you hear about on the show Intervention, that was happening in my life, except I was having to push through and go to class, and I wasn't like on the street. But I had, you know, people who were kind of worried about me. Not everybody in my life knew, but I had people who were worried about me. I damn near had like a little intervention at the homie's house at one point, but it wasn't a real one. It was half-stepping, bunch of Tell me I got a problem, nigga. Tell me I got problems. Don't tell me we're kind of worried. Tell me I got issues, motherfucker. Tell me I got problems to work out. Anyways, I was just as addicted as anybody else, except I never wanted to be bad off financially. So how you probably heard a lot of people say I had to do this, I had to do that. No. After I took my first little pill, I know exactly what the print was too. It was a blue Twitter bird, and on the other side it had a Facebook on it. After I took that first pill, I knew that if I wanted to take these a lot, I was gonna have to pay for them flat out. I'm not going into debt for anything, because at that point I had been using Adderalls. I had been using, you know, Lucy's school district. I had been using a lot of different substances, but I never went into debt. Not one time have I ever like got a front from anyone. It's never anything like that. It's never been anything like that. I don't like the idea of owing anyone for anything. So when it came to substances, you thought that was any different? No. I had to figure out a way to really get things going for myself. I know that sounds crazy. Like you had to run it up so you could start doing drugs successfully. Yes. I started trying to make money off of narcotics so I could do narcotics for free. Yeah, I needed the money for bills and school and food and shit, right? But when your brain is wired like an addict, your first thought is, how am I gonna get high? So the bills, they need to be paid. Food, yeah, I need that. But I was smoking upwards of an ounce a week. I'm taking a strip of every 2 weeks. And now I'm about to start doing amphetamines. No, I gotta get some money. I gotta get some more money. The LSD money wasn't really hitting like that, so I needed to pump it up, you know? And I never said it out loud like that. Like, the only reason I really got into selling pills for real was because I wanted to do them. I wanted to do them. And it took years, right? Ever since when I took that first meth pill, when I took the first meth pill, I thought it was ecstasy, of course. It wasn't, but I thought it was. But years after that, I'd say 2 years, I was living on my own, and my dealer said, I got Molly the Clown if you want it. The pill I did made me think straight, made me write for 12 hours, made me write like 20-something pages. You know, I'm in school for writing, so, oh, this thing can make me write? Oh yeah, I'm with it. And then I got told from a different ass dealer, hey, those pills that are going around town, they're fake. They're just meth on meth. When I started taking Molly the Clown, right? It was in .1s. Just little pills, little bitches. I'm talking probably skimp capsules. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is the awakening. Like this is how it's supposed to feel. Because I had gotten two from you know, the dealer who told me that the Twitter birds were bullshit. And I gotten two from him, and they sat in my wallet for a week. And the video of me doing them, I'll put it up here. I'll find it on Instagram, it's not hard. I'll put it up here. I was rolling, dancing, tweaking, busting, boy. And I'm thinking back to that time, because that was the beginning of the end. Period, point blank, that was the beginning of the end. That day marks the day that I would never stop doing drugs. And that went on for years. I mean, I was doing them beforehand, but that was the day that it was like, all right, this is real crystal and the real capsules. You would think I would just keep to that, right? You would think that I would just keep to that. I didn't keep to that. I started really fucking up. Because when I couldn't find the crystal in the capsules, I started going to different people like, hey, can you help me find, you know, Molly the Clown? I got sold some, you know, long story short, I'm not going to put Shorty's name out there. Even though I went to middle school with you, we known each other for most of our lives, and you sold me some fake drugs, but whatever, right? I bought a little tube capsule from someone who I went to school with for a long time. I hit them up randomly. I know you sell drugs, so sell me something. She said, yeah, I got some good Molly the Clown for you. I got some good Molly the Clown for you. I should have known it was a red flag when I asked her, hey, do you take this stuff? You know what it feels like? Like, do you know what's going on? She goes, no. I just give it to my friends and they tell me it's good. Oh, so you really on 1980s crack timing. You just give this shit to your homie and just hope that he tells you it's good, or she tells you it's good. That's weird. Don't trust people that don't do the drugs they sell, unless it's like, you know. But you get what I'm saying. Don't trust people that don't do the drugs they sell. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. That shit had me tweaking for 8 hours. Not real. Not real. Not real Molly the Clown. And on that journey of constantly trial and error, fake trash, like just, trying everything, I would acquire way too much crystal. Way too much. I'm talking like at the time I thought it was a gold mine. I'm like, oh, I won. Like, what do you mean I got all this for this price and it got here in this manner? What? I won. I won, you lost. That's how I'm looking at it. I won, you lost. I have all these drugs in my possession. I have a bottle of gel capsules. I'm gonna cap all these up and make as much money as possible. Once I got, first of all, it started with like a couple grams for stupid cheap. So cheap that you wouldn't even think I'm telling the truth. It started with a couple of grams, super cheap. And once I sold 2 pills and like doubled my money, doubled the money I spent on the grams in total, there was no stopping me, because you can't give someone with bipolar disorder that much of an out. Because that was an instant out. That was an instant out. Okay? Flipping money that easily off of substances I acquired for so little, there was no way I wasn't going to be hooked on the money and the substance. There was no way. Like, from that day forward, I was at Molly the Clown's leisure. Whatever that pill wanted to do to me, I was with it. Period, point blank. I was with it. Whatever that pill wanted to do to me, I was with it. Flat out. And that would take me down a lot of avenues, because at a certain point, I had realized, oh, the pills I'm selling are not the ones I want. And that's the danger. The pills that I was selling were not the pills I wanted. I wanted pills. These were real. This is cool. I can take these every couple of days, to keep my amphetamine, high going. But I don't want these. Like, I don't. Because other people do. It's the safer of the amphetamine groups. But I don't want Molly the Clown. I want that Jesse Pinkman. I want that Jesse Pinkman in a pill. Period, point blank. It's like someone who's hooked on hard alcohol and they keep having to drink beer. It's like, nah, nigga, I need that vodka. What am I drinking beer for? Like, yeah, the beer is cool. It's gonna carry me over, but I need something way harder than that. And I would have to tell my friends who are popping money with me, you can't have these pills. You can't have these. These are mine. You can't have these pills that I have like in my backpack that I have not shown y'all. You can't have them. Because I'm taking them in front of you guys does not mean that they're up for grabs or sale. You don't want these. Like, here's the clean Molly the Clown. You got that. But they're mine. Why? Because they're mine. I'm not gonna try and give my friends the shit that I'm hooked on, knowing that they want the party safer option. That made no sense. Back then it made no sense to me, and it still doesn't. So my friends just thought I was hogging the good pills from them. Like, no, I'm saving you niggas. Whether you know it or not, I'm saving you niggas. And that started a very weird escalation in my amphetamine addiction, because now I'm having to take the Molly the Clown just to stave off the shakes and the withdrawals. I don't know how to explain this, but when I was taking the clown, when I was taking that with Molly the Clown, I had the worst come downs. I had the worst mental breaks. But when I was on pills, bro, when I was on them pills, the Jesse Pinkmans, I had no come downs. It was just pure bliss, energy, and possible rage if I needed it. Molly the Clown fucked me up for so long, but the Jesse Pinkman pills, they were the Pinkman pills. Those were the savior. Those were I'm gonna get stuff done. I'm gonna get it going. I'm gonna feel good today. The reason I say I thought I was different than other meth heads in the world or other addicts was because I never, like, see how I said in the beginning I had to really get it going so I could, notice how I haven't said I was ever hard up for any of these substances. I was never struggling for substances. It was never hard for, I never had to scrape money together to get drugs. No, I was the one who was getting the change from people scraping up money. I never had to wonder where my next pill was coming from because I already stashed those away when I re-upped. When I was making those 100 pills, I put 20 away for myself. Those are just sitting in a Rite Aid bottle in my backpack. The other ones, them bitches already gone. I'm making more right now. Yo, that's crazy. So I had you. I never struggled. Not for those substances. I struggled in life. I struggled with my mental health. I struggled with, quitting. But it's like the tale of the 80s drug dealer who got hooked on crack because he was selling it. But in this case, I got hooked on it, cut it. This shows some sort of weird self-control because the first night that I did that Jesse Pinkman pill, I was on it. But I took like 2 years off because I kept telling myself, this is gonna end bad unless I do it the right way. Because I'm not gonna get into something if I have to struggle for it. I'm not gonna get into something if I have to break the bank for it. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I think I waited until payday to buy one strip of LSD. I felt like a fiend. I was like, nah. I'm fiending out over something that's not physically possible to fiend out over. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. But I thought I was better than the average amphetamine addict. I thought I was better. Because I'm not struggling for what? No, what are you talking about? I'm not struggling for drugs. No, I got a pill pack in my jacket pocket. What are you talking about? You think I'm not a junkie. I just can't go days without my pills. Bro, I'm not a junkie. What are you talking about? Like, I'm not losing weight. I don't look crazy. I don't look bugged out. What do you mean? You sound crazy, bro. You're the one that hasn't slept in 4 days. See my point? Just because I was dressing in nice shirts and buying myself stupid shit on the internet whenever I wanted, I thought I was better than them niggas. I thought I was better than the people who were calling me at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, asking if they can pull up to my driveway, asking if I can meet them up the street. I thought that I was better than them niggas. Because after a while, I was selling the meth pills to people who asked, yo, do you have anything stronger than this? Yes, I do. Are you familiar with what to do? Are you familiar with how to take care of yourself when you take these things? I was giving out lessons left and right, like, hey, be careful. Like, I had one person who loved to buy pills before they go to work. A productive fiend? Oh, we love a productive fiend. That's why I was having fun doing that in college. I was productive. Keep in mind, I didn't mention money or college in a situation for real, right? Because those things were just on autopilot. The money was coming in. I wasn't poor anymore. I wasn't poor anymore. That was the best feeling in the world. Like, oh, I'm making it off of these little fucking, like, disastrous pills. Like, yo, tell 14-year-old me, you don't gotta worry about nothing in a couple of years, okay? Just grind it out for 7 more years, you're gonna be good. Can you imagine? 14-year-old me, you're gonna be doing what? You're gonna be selling what to who? Yo, nah. You're gonna be doing it? I'm not gonna lie, I would have probably self-evacuated if I knew I was gonna actually be a meth head. Like I said, if I had known that I would be tweaked out, walking around town, not sleeping for 4 days, I don't think that I would have started. I don't think that I would have started if I'd known that I'd be losing weight so rapidly. I'm talking shedding pounds and not putting them back on, can't even find where they at. But I'm not poor, so I'm good. I can give my mom money randomly whenever she hounds me for it, so I'm good. money to go buy as much as I wanted. I had money to do this or do that or give my friends so they could skip work and hang out with me all day. Just because you are not on the street in a tent, you know, bumming it in someone's basement does not mean that you're not a junkie too. Not every junkie looks like me, and I get that. Trust me, I understand. But when they do look like me, it hits a little different. Cause when someone comes out that looks like me, it's like, hey, I was hard up on these substances. And you're like, what? Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do meth. Not usually. But put it in a pill. Gotcha. 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 Cause you wouldn't believe I had to go to the dealer and ask, hey, like, do you know what these are? Cause I'm thinking I'm just buying ecstasy pills to flip them. I tested them. They all popped as They all popped. I bought like 50 pills from this nigga, 50, 40 pills from this nigga, right? They all popped as meth. He gave me a stupid deal on them, so I said, fuck it, they're mine now. I chipped crumbs off and tested them. Each one popped bright red. Bright red. No, it didn't wait to brown, no orange. It popped straight to fresh blood red. And I'm staring down at this plate. This is how, like, me, you know, getting more started. I'm looking down at this plate. I could just sell these to niggas and not tell them, and possibly have an issue on my hands. Or I could just eat them. And as I'm trying to decide, I popped one and I waited about 20 minutes. And that familiar feeling came back. I hadn't felt it in years. But I called my dealer and I said, do you know what these pills are? He goes, yeah, they're ecstasy, right? Why are you asking me right? So at that moment I knew Buddy was not hip on anything. So I would buy those pills, telling him, yeah, bro, you should fire, you should fire. Whole time I'm just eating them. He didn't care. He's a why would he care that his pills are fake? He doesn't care. People eat them still. I wanted them for me. He said, these ain't really moving like that. I said, okay, that's cool. Cause I guess people didn't like them. I liked them. I loved them. There was a picture on my Facebook before it got nuked, right? The picture was me with a tube of pills in my hand. And somebody was taking a picture of me. And I had to hide the tube in my hand and do this. Like, I'm clearly furious. I have a tube like this long in my hand, filled with pills, bright colored pills showing from each end. So I have to twist my hand like this. Quitting was harder than anything else. I actually have a painting that I destroyed because it was representation of the last day that I was binging. I didn't want that memory anywhere near me. I destroyed it. Before I moved here, I destroyed it. Ripped it, broke it, all of it. It was a big painting. It's nowhere to be found now. Nowhere. Nowhere. I had some slips since then, you know. Can't say I'm a perfect person. Now, not even a question. That's not in the cards, but I slipped for a couple times, 1-2 years after. I had a bad slip with the Adamals. That lasted a bit. But you're not better than anybody. Don't think you are. I thought I was. I thought I was better. No shot. No chance, no shot, no way. Okay? Life will show you that you're not better than anybody. You will have to sit down just like they will have to sit down. You will have to calm down just like they will have to calm down. You will have to get clean just like they will get clean. So how are you better than them again? How are you not gonna end up in the same facilities as them? If y'all get caught together, you think they're gonna say, oh, you're a rich junkie? Get out of here. You ever withdraw on a 13th floor of a luxury hotel that you cannot afford? I have. It feels just as bad as if you were on someone's sweaty mattress on the floor. It feels just as bad. It doesn't matter how many things you're surrounded by, you are still withdrawing. You're still shaking, you're still sweating, you're still begging God for help. I was the same as any other junkie. I was a black meth head. You don't hear about that too much. You don't. I was a black meth head. That was the lifestyle though. I may not have slept, but I promise you I went shopping. Nigga, I hit that thrift. I hit that thrift. I tore eBay down. I tore eBay down. Nigga, they couldn't keep on that site after me.
Go home, Roger.